Hello everyone, my name is Eve Hanlin, and in this video I want to share with you what I believe is one of the biggest ways that the landscaping industry misleads people. This video is a bit of a rant or a story of something that I learned and would share with my clients when I offered in-person landscape design services. If you are someone who wants to install a beautiful yard or garden, then I believe that this is something that'll help you maximize your success. So here's the story. When I worked as a landscape designer, one of the biggest challenges that I ran into was this conflict that people had between two values. The first being that they want this beautiful, luscious landscape, and the second being that they want it as quickly as possible. Now stick with me, I know that your reaction to this is probably like, well, yeah, obviously, like we know that this can't happen overnight, but I saw this a lot with a lot of my clients, is that there's just in general an unrealistic understanding of what it takes to establish a beautiful, luscious landscape. Both of these values are very incredible to have, but the reality is that installing a landscape or garden is not a rapid process. There are these amazing and entertaining TV shows and gardening blogs and magazines. You know, we have these before and after pictures that show this transformation. It's incredibly inspiring. As inspiring as this is, it can kind of mislead people into believing that they can get this before and after picture kind of quickly. These sources are great, and it's not like they're trying to lie or mislead people intentionally in any way. It's just that while it is possible to achieve some incredible landscape design transformations pretty quickly, it's just not really realistic or attainable for most people. I mean, if you want to, for example, just like spruce up your existing landscape, pulling out old plants, pruning some shrubs, you can add some annual plants to add some bright colors, apply a nice layer of mulch. A dark colored mulch usually makes for really nice contrast. If you neaten up the edges of your garden beds or lawns, clear the pathways, these things can make for a really nice landscape transformation. Just like freshen it up overnight if you're looking for that, if you're looking to kind of like increase your property value or your curb appeal pretty quickly. This is something that you can do. But most of my landscape design clients approached me because they wanted to create an oasis. If this is the case, then this kind of transformation just isn't realistic if you don't have like a ton of time or this huge budget. For example, preparing the soil is going to take a little bit of time, amending it, doing a soil test, making sure that it's prepared for you to add plants to it. Mulching takes a lot of time, bringing in mulch, spreading mulch. It takes time to line up contractors to get help to install hardscaping or to plant things. Also, if you buy smaller plants and then give them time to establish, that's going to save you a lot of money. You could also propagate your own plants. You could get plants from friends. These things just take a little bit more time. Nature is also this magnificent force that has its limitations. You can research the perfect plant, pick a healthy specimen, put it in the right place, and sometimes it will just die for whatever reason. Sometimes you can even plant like multiple of the same plant from the same nursery, like the same variety of plant from the same nursery, the same size, treat them all equally. They're kind of, you know, in the same location, and one will just die. It's bizarre. Nature is unpredictable, and for this reason, you need to be invested in a little bit of an evolutionary process in your yard. Sometimes you'll have to apply a little extra trial and error, move some plants around, just based on how your yard responds to your intentions. This can take a few years in some cases, depending on your goals. And in some cases, like take a permaculture edible forest garden, for example, it could take many, many years to establish an ecosystem, essentially, that's pretty self-sustaining, low maintenance, and requires low inputs. But that's a topic for another video. This trial and error process is absolutely beautiful, and the appeal of getting into gardening and landscaping for a lot of people is having this opportunity to pay more attention to nature's process. We are nature, after all. We are not separate from nature, and we often evolve with this process too, because as we're listening to our landscape and learning from our garden and landscape, responding to what it's trying to tell us, our goals and our plans for the landscape design will also change. And this is just because we give ourselves time to understand what the space needs and what the yard is best suited for. Of course, this doesn't mean that I'm recommending the other extreme, like it's still really good to have landscape design plans, and also it doesn't necessarily mean that like this has to take years, but it's just really good that people have realistic expectations that not everything is going to work, and it'll take time for things to get established and grow. I simply hope to, in this video, just share this little bit of a mindset shift as you're thinking about starting a landscaping project. Your yard will feel beautiful right away. It just takes a little bit of time for it to reach this like homeostasis and for things to fill in. Also, here's just a random pro tip. If you want your perennial landscape, you know, you have these trees and shrubs that are taking a little bit of time to fill in. If you want it to feel a little bit fuller in that first year, add some annual plants to it. Annual plants, of course, they complete their life cycle in 1 year, so they'll grow really big, they'll flower, they'll set seed, and they'll die in just one season. So you could, for 2 or 3 years even, add a little extra annual plants to your landscape until the rest of your plants have time to get established. It's a perfect fit. If you are interested in learning more about plants, specifically how to choose the right plants for your yard, I created a free video mini course. To access the course, you just create like a little login, like you put your email address and your password in, and then there's like a course player that'll keep track of your progress throughout the course. It's pretty cool. I hope that it's helpful for you to access that. The link is in the description below this video. Thank you for listening to this rant. I hope that this is helpful for you. I hope that you understand this overall concept that I'm trying to get across here. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you have any additional questions or any ideas for future upcoming videos, let me know what you want to learn about landscape design. You can follow me on social media. I'm at Garden Project Academy on most platforms. And if you want to learn more about landscape design from me, of course, hit the little subscribe button and the little bell thing so that you hear when my new videos are posted. Thank you so much for watching.